AM 560. The Answer.
That question is interesting. Who would you like to see go to jail? So much dark money, so many cartels, so many corrupt groups out there have their hand in all of them, not just military, foreign policy kickbacks. But I'll tell you what. What's the one guy, Squirrel? He looks like a penis with clothes on and glasses. He looks like that guy, Bill Daughtry, or whatever the hell his name is from King of the Hill. He's a lawyer. He's a scumbag. Shyster. Mark Elias. Bing. That would be interesting. Like to see him looked at. He looks just like that guy from that cartoon I never watched. What the hell's that? Yeah, King of the Hill. That's it. I think somebody should look at that. And I'll never forget Lou Dobbs in 2006.
A firm owned by Venezuela could be allowed to take over one of this country's top voting machine firms. Venezuela, of course, led by Hugo Chavez, working to change the views of most South American countries, move to the left. Critics of the deal say our nation's very democracy is now for sale, without anyone doing a thing about it. Kitty Pilgrim reports.
The use of some 19,000 electronic voting machines in the city of Chicago and Cook County primary on March 21st of this year is now under intense scrutiny. The U.S. company that makes the machines, Sequoia, was bought in 2005 by Smartmatic, a private company primarily owned by Venezuelan businessmen. When Chicago had problems with the machines, a dozen Venezuelan employees were there to help with the election. Chicago officials are outraged.
I think that American elections ought to be run by American companies and ought to be run by American citizens, not Venezuelan nationals.
Smartmatic is technically based in Boca Raton, Florida, but the president of the company, Jack Blaine, testified to the Chicago City Council. Fewer than a dozen Smartmatic employees work in Florida. The majority of the workers are based in Venezuela.
So that's how long I think they've been stealing elections. All with the help of the Democrat mafia and a couple of shady shyster scumbags who look like cartoon characters from King of the Hill. Greg, Rogers Park.
Shaun, they just ruled the appeals court just said Bovino doesn't have to report to that judge at the Durston Federal.
Did he go with the sexual harassment from that dog-ass judge? Did you see that, Broad?
I hope so.
Woof!
Yeah, she's a nasty.
Oh, that's the closest she's been to a man her whole life. All those Democrats. That's why the ugly women do all the talking. George in Naperville.
Yes, Shaun, what do you think of Trump inviting all the former presidents and their wives to the opening of the new ballroom? It would be a show of love for our country, and they could all dance the night away.
The Lewinsky Ballroom? I think, I would do it. The Monica Lewinsky Ballroom, we're going to name it after all rape victims and victims of sexual abuse by powerful Democrats. Robert in Bloomingdale.
Shaun, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Here's a question. You're talking about these communist applicants for office and all that. I remember once when I ran as a precinct committeeman way back when. You had to fill out the front of the petition, and on the back there was an oath of office on there saying that you were going to abide by the Constitution and were not a socialist or a communist.
Robert, you remember when I first started to have the show and I would ask people, what are you, soft? A communist, a socialist, a lowlife, a degenerate drug addict, or a Democrat cannot give their oath. Their oath, their signature, their promise means nothing. Come on, what are you, 7? You 7?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, you think a communist in America 2025 is going to say he's a communist? You think a communist in 1967 was going to say he was a communist? Of course not. They say they're Democrats. Come on, Robert. Jim, Elmwood Park.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, brother?
Grew up in the same areas as you had, and I know how it all works. When is someone going to truly investigate how Obama got to where he was?
Well, Jim, I'm going to take advantage of your knowledge then. He was cultivated. He was created. And whoever is going to investigate it will run into the same mafia roadblocks they always ran into when it came to the Dailies, when it came to Jane Byrne, when it came to Harold Washington, when it came to all the scum that destroyed our once great city. Come on. What are you, nuts? What are you going to go to Maybrook? Hey, I'd like to take a look at some of the records. Oh, we'll be right here. I mean, you're better off going to Boss Hogs or wherever the hell he was with the Duke boys. It's a scam. You know that.
No, but I think there was some foreign influence on that. his growth.
Oh, of course. Well, there's foreign influence in conjunction with CIA. Lolo Soetoro is the link. This is a very well-known thing. That's why I love when I have Jerome Corsi, who's a wonderful man. He did it very, very early on. Lolo Soetoro and the Bush senior relationship from the CIA, when Bush was the CIA head with Nixon and Carter, and the cultivating and the drug smuggling with Pablo Escobar that still exists to this day, and the Democrat who George Bush Sr. called his adopted son, Bill Clinton. It all ties in. And you look at Lolo Soetoro, the number 2 wealthiest person in Indonesia, when Barack Obama's mother, who was easy like Sunday morning, married him. All of a sudden she marries Lolo. Where'd you meet Lolo? Where'd you meet Lolo? Where'd you meet him? So he was created. Barack Obama is a mirage. The problem is they didn't think they could get him elected because he had a lot of Larry Sinclair scandals. But Joe Biden and corrupt Teamster-run Delaware squashed that, put out an arrest warrant for Larry Sinclair. So it runs just like our old neighborhood, babe. Come on. What are you, nuts?
Oh, yeah. No, I understand.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Where are you going to look? You're going to ask Boss Hogg, I'd like to see some records. Oh, they're down in the basement. Get the hell out of here. They're moving weight. They're moving weight. 8 kilos. 8 kilos to the courthouse.
Jessica, Antoinette, a stunning detail in these allegations. The district attorney's office says that they believe Lamar Cook had suspected cocaine shipped to his state office building.
Deputy director and the governor. Just go send it right to the governor's house. I got it. Scum. We'll be back.
Hey, seriously?
This is the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.